All right, guys. Let's give everybody up. And then from that point on, I'll kind of go through where my thoughts were for the show today. Uh, yeah, this is definitely stretching a little bit. I'm so used to having an audience when I do shit like this, so please bear with me. But give me just a minute here, and uh, yeah, we'll be moving. Okay, we're not going to try to screen share today because, well, that was a fun experiment, but we'll do it again another time. Right now, baby shark. And of course, rocket. How fun is it? All right, everybody ready? Whiteboard, existing whiteboard. Okay, big red button. Boom. All right. So, first question I came up with as I was going through this stuff, right? Absolute first question. Am I? What is it? Well, it's taking charge of your life in a very specific way that has more to do with noticing how you go about doing things and what actually caused them rather than letting things happen to you. For me personally, this means before I even get up in the morning, I take a minute, imagine having a really, really great call on this call. I imagine having good interactions and posts in the manifestation that belong to you, all of which deal with law of attraction. And within subset matter that's supposed to law of assumption because law of attraction gets you. So how do I? Well, define something you know is something you long. This can be an in the moment thing. This can be a for your life thing. Either way, it becomes a for you thing. And you start to build up the feeling of if it's already done. You get to the point where you feel like you don't really want it anymore, not because you don't want it, but because it's already there. It's just a gift from you to you. And then you watch it show up. The most common question is do I need to believe in God or a God or the gods, or we can separate that out into universe or vibration or whatever we need to do there, right? I'm just kind of jumping around here. The trick is you have to believe that you are whichever of those things you're going to list off for me. It can't be outside of you. Ultimately, yeah, it just can't be outside of you. Uh, so move into, do I need to meditate? Right, just kind of bounce around the flow chart here a little bit. Do I need to meditate? No, stopping and being still. And if you notice that, that can be as simple as noticing what's in the corner of your periphery. That's it. That simple. Boom, done. Uh, does it happen while you're dreaming? I honestly can't give you a straight answer on that. I'm going to assume that most of the things I dream about, I manifest. And it kind of feels like when you play with it a little bit, that this is as much a dream as the dream. Not to say that this is not real. I want to clarify that this is real, but what you're dreaming is also equally real. Uh, and then, so we'll jump from do I need to meditate over to is it energy, vibration, or flow? It's all of those things and none of those things at precisely the same time. It's all of those things and none of those things. So we say, oh, can I get my energy up or my vibration up, or can I match my vibration? Is it a flow state? You're going to notice when you do those things, it feels like what people describe as a flow state. And it's not because you're in a flow state, it's because your desire is already done and the mirror has to catch up to you. So you feel like you're not really doing any work because the work is moved by the faith. Now, all of this is long, boring, explaining to you things, but Long, boring, explainy do things have their places too. Can it be channeled like Seth or Bashar? And I'm going to tell you is you can sit and have all kinds of lovely conversations with Seth or Bashar. That doesn't mean you're going to learn anything you don't already know. That doesn't mean I can teach you anything you don't already know. That doesn't mean you can teach yourself anything you don't already know. The trick is what are you letting yourself do? Right? So no, you don't need to channel. You don't have to channel. Yes, it can be channeled, I assume. But that's because I think channeling is fun. I also think it's fun to sit and talk to 80-year-old me saying, man, weren't those the days when you weren't 100% sure the money you just invested in a product was going to come back in time to pay the things that you wanted to keep going. God, wasn't that fun times when your mentor you followed for years now goes, hey, try this. See what you're doing. I like it. Try it. Uh, you're going to have those moments sometimes where it's just like, boom, it's automatic. Boom, it's automatic. It's done, dusted, no worries. And you're going to have other times where it just seems like nothing is happening. And I'm going to tell you the secret to nothing is happening is you're not moving. Because you're going to find when you get up and move that it's perfectly natural. The thing you get up and do is exactly the thing you're going to need to get up and do. Is there an easier way? I can't think of one. I don't know that there is or isn't an easier way because I found this to be the easiest. If I need to, if everything just seems to be falling apart around me, I sit at the door, sit in the closet with the doors closed, and I just picture that thing. And I expand it until it is so big that I can't fathom how it could ever happen. And then I shrink it to a point like starting a call, right? If I'm starting a call, that means I'm all in on this. There's no safety plan, no backup plan. I may end up living under a bridge if I screw this up. But this is the life I want, sharing these things with everyone. Okay? Now, I think I kind of covered the energy vibration flow thing. There's a few other little details there. And that's if you need a chart to measure it by, you miss the point. If you need a number to match to a chart, you miss the point. If I have to give you an idea of how much energy it takes, oh God, it's so much energy. It's not really. You missed the boat. Try again. The most beautiful thing about the whole thing is you constantly get to try again. All right. So, can I use it to fix problems? The answer is yes. But my answer is if you're really doing it, what problems need fixed? What is so pressing that needs fixed so badly? And also, even if it does need fixed, why don't you just use this to make it not happen? It didn't happen. I don't know how many things I've done that I never got to the point where it never really happened, but I got to the point where telling the story is like telling the story about someone else. And That's probably for another course. So sorry, guys. This is just for engagement and practice. Is it automatic? As automatic as you let it be. Don't know if I went back to that or not, right? Uh, uh, so then there's also, I threw in a couple of questions that are, how are you so good that you have complete faith in this? I shortened it to how are you so good, but because I know it works, I give myself thousands of wins every day from things as simple to, do I want iced tea? Do I want a soft drink? Do I want a little scotch? Do I want a little brandy? You know, like you start with little things like that that don't seem very important, and then realize you were already manifesting the whole time. And then when you realize you're already manifesting the whole time, you're there. You know it's time to share, right? On my group pages and on my uh, personal Facebook page and Instagram, I plug school, SKOOL, pretty hard. Uh, I plug it super, super hard for a reason. And that's because that's the platform I make money off of. It's also a product I believe in. If you have a community you want to start, a business you want to start, something you're trying to sell, a service you provide, everything from housekeeping to this, and every form of coaching and funneling and community building in between, they've got it. And you don't have to build a community right away. You can play around in a few other people's communities until you find something you want to drill down to. I got super specific here. This is about me. I'm the product I'm selling. Because I'm the product I'm selling, that also means I can make this as slow or fast as I want to make it. And I can plug school super hard that way. So I'm plugging school a little bit now. Here's the deal. Right? If you go to my about page, you can join me directly. Uh, if you fiddle around a little bit, you can accidentally stumble across my affiliate link. I think they're both also on my Facebook description. Not only can you do that way, but you can also just message me through Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger. All right, so Jesse Windsor, not hard to find. I think it's Jesse Windsor 85 on Instagram and Threads. Uh, uh, the Redneck Buddha on X/Twitter, depending on how old you are, if you remember it before or not. And I burned through what I thought was 30 minutes of stuff in 10. I thought maybe I was going to run over a little bit tonight doing this stuff, and my bubble map was a little too small, but that's okay. So we'll kill that, go back to just me talking to me. Right? The biggest reason I have for any of this is this is my way of life. Off and on for 6 years, I've played with this being my life, and I've always chickened out and gone back and got another silly job. And this time, the restaurant I was working in closed. I've got a tiny, tiny severance on the way, which is literally just going to be enough to catch up from all of the things I just invested in. And I know this is it. I know even if I fall flat on my face with this school thing, this is it. This is life. Because this is life. I feel both a pleasant joy of sharing and an obligation to give you the opportunity to reach the same. And another. So we did we did the whiteboard thing. We did a little introduction. We did some quiet time while I was getting set up. We do the traffic thing. We've done the airplane thing. And by that, I just mean all the background noises. So I have a little bit of time to ramble here yet. And what I gotta say is I have hobbies. I make soap. I talk to my girlfriend. I watch long form podcasting. I watch a lot of people on the internet be really, really alone and really, really bored and really, really afraid of having true fun. And that's where I think this all boils down to is I find it my joy to share what has brought me back to life. I find it my joy to share what is fun for me because I think that's one of the biggest deficits we have right now. ADD, no, you just don't have something that your heart isn't. So your brain skips around looking for it. And then you hyperfixate on one little thing. And then when it gets boring, you get too good at it, you jump to something else. So this is that point where I'm kind of getting to is that I know this is what I'm supposed to do. And oh my God, the things I could put myself through and even kind of have to prove it. I put myself through jail sentences. I put myself through being someone I didn't think I believed I could be. Obviously, be that person I have to believe I could be that. I've let myself run on autopilot to the point where I became a monster I didn't recognize. Before I even knew I was manifesting, I decided I was done with having an opioid problem. Thankfully, long before I started shooting up, I decided I was done having a drinking problem to the point now where I can drink casually with friends or even just enjoy it. Little on my own, and it's not I need it. I don't need it. The one thing I do will still do is I smoke, but I smoke for different reasons. And even my reason is just believable bullshit. I still identify as a smoker, but still a boil down to. And now we have crazy kids across the street. But I'm gonna call it just a little bit early again, just because it's just me by myself, and I've got a million other things to do, which will involve you all being involved in these in the future. All right, love you guys. See ya.